Hey friends, welcome back. So today we are working on upgrading the network rack in our basement. So this is actually one of the very first videos that I posted on YouTube. If you want to go back to 3 or 4 years ago of still the same poorly produced videos, you can check the link in the upper right hand corner of your screen and see what it looked like when we put this thing in. So we just finished up our basement project here with cutting the egress door in the basement, and now it is time to start working on the studio. So the first project to tackle here is going to be getting our network rack upgraded. So here is the state of the union of our network rack at the moment. So this is the Comcast modem on the bottom that is also currently providing Wi-Fi for our entire house, which is really the impetus of this project because our Wi-Fi is terrible. We've just got a standard trip-light 24-port switch in there, and we've got a 24-port patch panel and a PDU on the top, the little white boxes for Philips Hue lights. So the project is going to be upgrading to a Unifi Dream Machine. That's going to provide us not only as our main network appliance, it is going to be a NVR for cameras that are going to be coming up in a future video. So with the Dream Machine, we are going to use a Unifi access point. I'm going to start with one. I have a one disc LR access point that I'm going to mount above the rack, and we're going to see how that does with coverage. And then I also have some in-wall ones to add as needed. So let's get this rack shut down and tore apart. So here's the back of the patch bay. I do have all of this labeled just so that I know where everything goes. So I do have this out just to confirm that all my patching is correct. And then on patch cables, as far as that stuff goes, these are labeled also, which in the first iteration of this video I got a lot of crap about, but it's okay. I would rather have things super labeled than come down here and be guessing. So if you're wondering what the different colors of cables mean, the gray cables are just general network cables around the house, and the red cables are anything to do with audio or the studio, so that I could pick those things out quickly. So let's take a look at the new Unifi products that we're going to be installing. All right, well, first things first, we've got our switch. This is, well, it's a switch, nothing really crazy. The new Unifi stuff does have these little screens on here, which is cool because they have a little QR code, so when it comes time to integrate this, you basically get that. Two SFP ports. This is a PoE switch, which is really the only reason I upgraded it. There's really nothing wrong with the trip-light switch that's in there, but I need a 24 port for my studio, and then this is just kind of cool because I just have a little bit more network management with this particular model because we have a branded switch in the Unifi system. So let's take a look at the Dream Machine. Okay, so we've got our Dream Machine out of the packaging here. Now you may find yourself stumbling upon this video and asking yourself, what does a Dream Machine actually do? Well, I'm going to give this to you in the basic layman's terms because A, I'm not a networking person, and B, sometimes that stuff just gets very complicated. So here's what this does. This is designed to be a front end to your home network. The primary users for this particular piece of gear are people like me who are just a little bit crazy and just want to have a very app-based understanding as to what is happening with my network all the time. I'm on the road a lot. If there's a problem at my house and somebody from my house can't get on the internet, or there's some kind of problem, I can diagnose anything on this particular system via an app on my phone. As another example, I installed a Dream Machine at my parents' house, so anytime that they have a problem with their internet, they can just let me know and I can take a look and see exactly what's going on. So that's the first thing. Lots of access to your network you get to see. The second thing is it is a security appliance as well. You can have a good idea as to what things are looking like on your network. You can see what people are using on your network. So for example, at this point in 2022, I can see if anybody's looking at TikTok on my home network to make sure that we're not doing crazy things like that. The other thing that it is it's video recorder. So this particular slot right here is for a hard drive. The lingo here is called NVR, which is a network video recorder. So if you do have cameras and things like that around your house, in the Unifi family of things, they call it Unifi Protect. This is the hard drive point that can record the cameras on your network. So although I don't have those now, I plan on installing those in the spring. It just happens to be winter right now, and it's just too cold to do that. So the other thing that it does is it gives you 8 switch points right here. These are LAN ports. So if you do have something that's hardwired and you don't want to use a switch, you can plug in right here. As far as integration goes, it's very easy. Your WAN, your wide area network, the internet plugs in right here from your modem. There's another 2 SFP ports for future expansion. And much like the switch, it gives you a little screen that shows you a QR code for starting it up, and then also it shows you status of certain things. So we'll get the ears, the rack ears installed on these 2 pieces and get them integrated in the rack, and then the next step will be we're going to mount our access point. Okay, so here is the Unifi access point. This is the UAP AC Lite model. Now, if you're not familiar with what an access point is, this is essentially an antenna. That's the best way to think about this. When you buy a cheaper router, such as a Linksys router or something that's an all-inclusive piece, basically what that's doing is it's acting as not only the router, but it's also acting as a very small switch. So it usually gives you 4 or so LAN outputs. And then it also gives you your Wi-Fi antenna. So when you go to an access point like this, this is antennas that you can place in various portions of your house. So a larger access point like this will accommodate more users, just the way that this model is particularly integrated. This is like coffee shops and things like that will have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get away with 1 in my house. I have a ranch. It's not that big. I think that 1 will probably do it. If I need more, I can add more access points to increase my Wi-Fi coverage. So this is a pretty simple device. The only tricky thing about these is that they're PoE, they're power over Ethernet. So if you don't have a power over Ethernet switch, you need a power over Ethernet injector, which basically will take your network signal and add power over it. So the AP AC Lite comes with a PoE injector. You don't necessarily need that, or I should say I don't need that in my application because my switch is PoE. So I generally will save these and I just have a big box of them, so if there's any install that I'm doing that doesn't have a PoE switch, I can use them. But as far as integration goes, all you have to do is just plug a network cable into this and it will start your Wi-Fi signal. Now, that being said, if you buy a Dream Machine, you have to have an access point with your system, or you won't have Wi-Fi. This is what gives you Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi antenna, as you see my big air quotes right there. So let's get this mounted. Okay, so before I mount the access point, I am going to crimp an RJ45 end on some Cat6 cable. So there are about 1 million videos on the internet that show you how to do this, but I'm just going to show it to you one more time. So to do this, you need a strip tool that will take this out. You pull your jacketing out. There's a little pull cable in here. We'll cut that off. And then what I like to do is I like to take all my pairs out like this and pull them back. And then there's this little center divider here, so we'll just take that guy out. And then what you have to do is you have to strip these out, or you have to break these pairs apart and reorder them. So I know it's a little bit weird, but I do like to keep a long thumbnail for this particular purpose. It's not because I like to party or anything, it's just because I make a lot of network cables. Okay, so once all your pairs are out like this, we have to order them. And the way that these go, it is orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. Okay, so once you've got this looking like this, sorry, technical term there. So once you get them ordered, you want to just kind of make them as flat and straight as you can. This is the B standard in wiring this. The easiest way to check if you did this correctly is just make sure that two stripes and two solids aren't next to each other. They should always alternate. So what I like to do is, I hate the feed-through RJs where you crimp it and then trim it. So what I like to do is just take my thumb like this and sort of just, you know, use about 1/2 of an inch, maybe 5/8 of an inch on here. We'll take our cutters and we'll make a nice straight line here. And then we will insert our RJ with the contacts facing up. And then before I push it all the way in, I just like to verify one more time that my colors are correct. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, blue, blue stripe, green, brown stripe, brown. Okay, shove that in there like that. Use your crimp tool. There you go. There's your network cable. These are ideal RJ45s from Home Depot. Those are the ones that I like the best, actually, so those are the ones I always use. I've had some that are just a nightmare to assemble that I've gotten from Amazon, and they're horrible. So if you're doing this for the first time, this is a Klein all-in-one kit to crimp these, and then this is just an ideal connector. So we'll get this basically run, and we'll bring this down to the rack. All right, so at this point, we can start to turn everything on. So here's what everything looks like racked up. We have our RS1215 on the top, our patch panel right below that, our switch right below that, Dream Machine right below that, and finally a UPS in this rack. I've been running this rack without a UPS for the past 3 or 4 years, which is a bit of a challenge. Despite having a whole house generator, it still knocks the rack out. So I had a UPS laying around from another install, so I decided to put that in. So here is how everything is patched at the moment. So port 23 on the switch is our hue lights. Port 16 is our access point. So on this particular 24-port switch, 1 through 16 are PoE. So I need, so I have the access point in port 16, which is the last one. LAN port, ooh, actually, I patched this wrong. Hang on. Now we're correct. This is our main WAN input. This is coming in from the modem, and we are going to patch port 1 here on the Dream Machine into port 24 on the switch. So at this point, I'm going to get everything powered on, and we are going to go through the config of everything. And then once that's good, we can adopt the access point. and get internet restored to the house. All right, so now that everything is racked up, here's the fun part. Let's power everything on. Gonna take our plastic protective covering off here. Okay, so once everything's powered on and our modem is now seeing the internet, we use that as a terminology, you can see on the screen here that this says internet connected. And ready for setup. So all we have to do is just go to the Unifi app, which is this guy, the Unifi Network app. And automatically it does show a new console, Dream Machine Pro. So we'll set this up. We are going to call this DM Dream Machine 1. We are not going to select Analytics and Improvement because I don't want them watching me. Cool, so we're getting 159 down and 13 up. Great. And of course, we're going to do the firmware update, so we'll pop back when this is done. All right, so after 5 of the most agonizingly long minutes while this firmware updates, we are ready to go. At the top here, it says 2 devices are ready to adopt, so we're just going to click Adopt. That's the switch and the access point. So that's USW24 PoE, that's the switch. So we also see here that says no Wi-Fi found, so we have to make a Wi-Fi network. So we'll click Add Wi-Fi Network. Broadcasting APs 1. Cool. We are going to call this Wu-Tang LAN. Dad jokes always there. I'm going to type in a password here. All right, so our access point updated. Now we can see that our new Wi-Fi network called Wu-Tang LAN is now connected. So we'll just enter our password here. And let's see, we are connected. So if we go back to our Unifi OS Direct Connect, we're going to proceed. We're going to save this. Wu-Tang LAN 1 client, that's me, connected to it on my phone. And if we go back to our control screen here that shows everything, we can see here what's connected. So Apple iPhone is me. This is the Hue bridge at the moment. And then I'm also seeing Amazon is connected. So I don't know what that is. I have no Amazon products in this house. So this is one of the things that is amazing about the Dream Machine is you can really see what's connected to your network at all times. So that's the basic setup with this rack. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next one.